Good morning, evening, afternoon, night, whenever you may be watching this. Wanted to talk to you about the difficulty levels of real estate investing. This is something I was kind of came up with this morning while I was trying to get woke up or whatever. In my mind, there are several different levels of difficulty, and the higher the difficulty level, the more money you can make. Like, let's say there's an expert level and hard and intermediate, I guess, and then novice level, so to speak. But any of these are a good way to make. Golly, I cannot think this morning. Passive income. Passive income is what I'm looking for. All right. So any one of them is a good way to do it. But the harder the level, the more money you can make. And the expert, the very top one would be like apartment complex, stuff. I have no idea how to do that. It's something about interest only loans and just I don't know. I don't know how to do it. It's not my thing. I don't know how. The next one down is a lot of doing the the BRRRR strategy: buy, rent, buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. And it is a good strategy to really get your money up in a short amount of time. It's also not the strategy I use, but it is a great strategy. To me, it just seems like it's a lot of going back and forth with the bank. And if you refinance a house and you're getting more money out of it than what you originally put into it, I mean, you're getting all your investment capital back right then, which is awesome, because you can go and get another one. But at the same time, in my mind, you're raising your mortgage payment, which is lowering your cash flow. Which it doesn't matter, because if you can do, you do it 12 times in a year, you do it once a month, then the cash flow will build back up. But to me, it seems a hair on the risky side. And I'm not knocking anybody, don't, oh God, hate me or anything. It's not that. If that's what you're comfortable with, do it. It's just I haven't got to that comfort level yet, and one day I might start doing that. But to me, it's, let's say the original mortgage payment was $500 a month. You rehab it, you got it rented out, you're doing all that, you refinance it, now it jumps up to $600. The rent's only $800. You only have a $200 cash flow there. I mean, sure, you get another house and you'll do another $200, another $200, another $200. But to me, if somebody moves out of this one, or let's say the rent in the area drops for whatever reason, some factory closes down, everybody's moving out to find new jobs, now you're pretty much stuck with this high mortgage payment. And to me, that it's just a little scary. And I'm not, like I say, I'm not knocking anybody for doing that. I think it's an awesome idea. It's not where I'm at right now. But there are millions of videos on how to do that. There are entire channels dedicated to teach how to do the BRRRR strategy and different stuff like that. It's not me. It's not where I'm at. I'm the next level down. I think I'm like an intermediate, and I'll tell you what I consider this being is I save up my money. We save a little bit better than 10% of our income, me and my wife, and all the cash flow from all the rentals, it all goes back into buying more rentals. And we try to buy things that are undervalued, that need some kind of repair. And we do most of the work ourselves, painting, new floor and stuff, that light fixtures, easy stuff. We'll do that. Building decks, if let's say it's got a gravel driveway and needs new gravel, I'll get gravel brought in. We try to do all that work ourselves. And to me, that's not the easiest setting. I don't talk like it's a video game. It's not the easiest setting, but to me it is. It's where I'm comfortable at, and it's still a hair on the risky side in comparison to the easiest setting, which I'll get to in a second. But that's what we do. We save up our money, We save up 10% of probably about 15% of what we earn from working. All of the cash flow from all the rentals. Yeah, and we just save that up until we have enough for a down payment to get the next one, and we go on and on and on. And we're going to do that for about 4 more years. When I started, it was supposed to have been a 5-year plan. And then, once we got the 5-year plan, I was going to say, hey, that's my retirement fund. It can sit over there and make its own money, and I can go on and live my life the way I want to. But anyway, we got 4 more years left on it, and that's the way we do it. And it's what I'm comfortable with. The next setting down, the beginner stage, beginner setting, novice, is actually the way I started off. Shoot, I don't want to give away my age, but it was right many years ago. And what this is you get yourself a rental property. Hey, I'm gonna do this. Get you something. I'm gonna buy it, and the way it's sitting is the way it's rented out. And then it doesn't necessarily have to be some trashy house, and it doesn't have to be top of the line. Just anything. You buy a house, it's going to rent out, and just as long as it ain't falling down. If you buy something, as long as it's valued right, you don't want to spend $100,000 on a $10,000 house and then try to rent it out and make $100,000 mortgage payment every month. But you find your house, you rent it out, just the way it sits. This is the way it rents. You get your little cash flow. All of the cash flow, dump it towards the principal. This is the easy setting. You're not making any money, but I'm gonna run the numbers on that one real quick. Let's say you buy a $60,000 house. Now I live in a small town, I can find $60,000 houses. So you buy a $60,000 house. You pay $12,000 down. Now you're left with a $48,000 mortgage. You cash flow $4,000 a year. Principal payment's probably knocking the mortgage down by about $1,200 a month. So let's say you can knock the mortgage down $5,000 a year. 10 years, the house is paid for. All you have in it is your original $12,000. So you got a house that you paid $12,000. It's a $60,000 house, probably more because land value is increasing and everything. But that, to me, that's easy setting. Now it's not a whole lot of money into that because it's going to be 10 years before you can start putting money back into your pocket. But let's say you just start at one. Well, at that point we're back into the other setting. But just pump it back, pay it off. Once you do that, then you do another one. Pump it back, pay it off, do another one. That's easy setting, not a lot of money, takes a long time to do it, but it's still a way of doing it. It's still a way of investing. If you did that and, let's say you were 20 years old. You're 20 years old, you do that, now you paid that one off, now you're 30. You buy another one. You do the same thing, but now you're putting the cash flow from 2 houses to paying it off. Now all of a sudden you're 35 and you've got 2 houses that are paid for. You've only got $24,000 in these 2 houses. Then you do it again, and now you're 37 and a half. Now you're up to 3. You do it again, 40. You're up to 4. And eventually you can make that into a retirement fund. It's just a slower way of doing it. And, it's just, I've moved past that stage. But don't think that, just because you're scared to jump in and go straight into doing this BRR strategy thing, there's still other ways to make money, and it's extremely important to get into it, just to start. Once you start, you can figure out where your comfort levels are. When I first started, that's where my comfort level was. I wanted that house paid off as quickly as possible, and once we paid that one off, I started buying other ones. I didn't refinance the first one. I used it as collateral to get my second one. My second one, I don't have any of my own money in. Tell me how you calculate the numbers on something you don't have any money in. But no, seriously, please do. I have no idea. Leave me a comment. I'd love to know. But just jump in, feet first, head first, whatever you got to do. Just jump in, get wet, start making something. Because if everything you intend on making in your life, you're planning on working for, you'll be working for the rest of your life. All right. Well, anyway, please like, subscribe, share. I'll be hollering at you as quickly as I can.